Shabbat Shalom. We're a more intimate crowd this evening, so it's Parashat Vayikra, where Moshe is actually outside of the sanctuary, and the parasha begins with God calling to Moshe to come. And so I would make an invitation to move a little closer. It's not fun to daven. I know some people are very attached to their seats. It's very difficult to move out of your makom kadosh and makom kavua, your fixed place. But I would invite a stretch. Come a little closer. Say Shabbat Shalom to the person who you're newly acquainted with by sitting in a new spot. Page 10. Shabbat Shalom. We begin the tefillah on page 11, Lechon Ranana. Lechon Ranana. Page 12, היום מבוקלות תשמעו תקשיבים.
40 שנה כות בטוב ואומר עם טועה לבבם והם לא ידעו דרכי אשר נשבעתי ואפי אם יבואון אל מנוחתי.
Page 13, שירו לאדוני,
שיר חדש שירו לאדוני כל הארץ, שירו לאדוני ברכו שמו, תבשרו ביום ביום ישועתו, ספרו לגויים כבודו לכל העמים,
לפניו ולהביט עליו. גידו השמיים צדקו וראו כל העמים וכבודו, יבשו כל עבדי פסל המתנים. Page 16, the fourth line.
חסידיו מיד רשעים יצילם וזרו על הצדיק ולשרי לב שמחה שמחו צדיקים באדוני והודו לזכר קודשו.
Page 17, מזמור שיר לאדוני שיר חדש כי נפלאת עשה ושיר לו ימינו זרוע קודשו דיחנה ישועתו זכר חסדו ואמונתו לבית ישראל וכל ארצי ארץ השם הריעו לאדוני כל הארץ פיצחו רננו לזמרו זמרו לאדוני חצות ירם ימונו תבל ליושביה נרות ימחה וכף יחד יחד הרים ירננו
לפני אדוני כי בא לשפוט הארץ ישפוט תבל בצדק ועמים במי שרים.
Page 19, אדוני מלך ירגזו עמים יושב קרובים תנו את הארץ אדוני בציון גדול רמו הכל עמים לא ידעו שמך עוז מלך משפט ואתה כננת. Page 20.
משה ואהרון בכהניו ושמואל בקוראי שמו קוראים אל אדוני והוא יענה.
I said at the beginning of the tefillah, for those that were here, this week's parasha opens with a call from God to Moshe to enter the Mishkan. And most of the time people wonder, why does God have to call? Most often God speaks directly to Moshe. And it comes from the notion that last week God filled the Mishkan, last week meaning in last week's parasha, and that Moshe feels very humble and is awaiting the call. And which is why actually there's, in the word Vayikra, it ends with an aleph, the Hebrew first letter of the alphabet. It's called a aleph ze'ira, it's a little aleph, to actually physically express in the letter the humility of Moshe, awaiting to enter the Mishkan, the tabernacle once again. And I was struck as I was reading about the terrible atrocities in New Zealand that the Prime Minister said that all mosques will be closed until basically further notice, that the doors of their sanctuaries are closed for the time being. And we have the privilege of entering, just like Moshe, with humility, knowing that that privilege is not available to everyone this Shabbat, this weekend, this Friday. And so as we chant and sing the Chadudi, which is in some way, our pilgrimage of a piyut, of a liturgical poem, to arrive at the peak moment of welcoming Shabbat, where we actually stand to greet it, we're going to have a little bit of a aleph ze'ira. We're going to have a little bit of humility and not going to dance tonight in solidarity and in recognition that not everyone has the ability to enter their sanctuary. It doesn't mean that Shabbat is not joyous. It doesn't that mean in some way it gives us an opportunity to soulfully find our way through the music and the tefillah, not necessarily in our bodies by dancing around the room, but deeply in the soul, about arriving at a place where we can sing with fullness and in love and in longing also. Shabbat is also a time of deep longing for our hopes. So I invite us as we sing the Chadodi on page 23 to think about that space of invitation and being called in. What do we need to be called in this Shabbat, and what a privilege it is to be able to walk in. The Chadodi, page 23.
לכו ונלכה, כי היא מקור הברכה. מראש מכתר נסוכה, סוף מעשה
Mizmor Shir Yom HaShabbat, page 27. Mizmor Shir Yom HaShabbat, the second line. Tov le'odot l'Adonai. Tov le'odot l'Adonai. Ulezamer le'shimcha elyon. Tov, tov le'odot l'Adonai. Tov le'odot l'Adonai. Page 28. On yenubon meseva. On yenubon meseva. Desheni Shadrach Adonai. Heard the story. That was one of the original reasons I decided not to go to rabbinical school, was when a rabbi, mentor, former counselor of mine from camp asked me the question in the car on the way home from retreat my senior year of college, do you believe in God? I was afraid of the question, and I certainly didn't have a response, so at the time I said, I think I will not go to rabbinical school. I think I wasn't alone in that feeling, though. What does it actually mean to believe in God? What does it actually mean to have faith in God, or fear or awe of God? Maybe the baby knows. This Shabbat, Shabbat Zachor, is the Shabbat of memory. We remember what Amalek, from whom Haman is descended, which is why this is called Shabbat Zachor, because it marks out the notion of blotting out Amalek, which is why we grogger Haman's name during the Megillah and Purim. And tomorrow, in the Maftir reading at the end of the reading of the Torah, the second Torah, we'll read the following. Zachor et asher asa lecha Amalek, baderech b'tzeitchem miMitzrayim. Remember what Amalek did to you on your journey after you left Egypt. How, undeterred by the fear of God, he surprised you on the way when you were famished and weary and cut down all the stragglers in your midst. Timche et zecher Amalek mitachat hashamayim lo tishkach. You shall blot out the memory of Amalek from under heaven. Do not forget. Many commentators ask the question, what was such the dreadful sin of Amalek? After all, there were many people that attacked the people of Israel as they were on their way. What distinguished Amalek with such qualities that were special, that required us to blot out his name and not forget? And Professor Nechama Leibovich answers this question by focusing on the fact that the Torah says that Amalek was undeterred by the fear of God. 4 times in the Torah that expression is used. And she points out that each of the times that this undeterred by the fear of God is used, it is seen as a litmus test for the attitude to the weak and the stranger. Each time that phrase is used, 4 times in the Torah, it is connected in some way to an incidence of the people being weak and fragile. And so she teaches that Amalek is the archetype of the godless, who attack the weak because they are weak, who cut down stragglers in every generation. Amalek is not a racial or ethnic group, as we might have seen in the past in our tradition. Amalek is connected to Edom, it's connected to Rome, and it's connected to Haman. Like, there's a direct line that the tradition makes between all the enemies of the people of Israel over time. But according to Nechama Leibovitz's reading, that's not what Amalek is. Amalek is not an ethnicity, it's not a racial group. What we have to blot out are the godless, those who take advantage of the weak, the most tired, and the marginalized in our midst, the most vulnerable. I can't help think of this image on the Shabbat as we mourn the murder of 49 Muslims who gathered to pray in their mosques, only to be preyed upon by yet another white supremacist. Stirred with the fires of hatred and bigotry that is being cultivated by many leaders across the globe. How many times Pittsburgh, Charleston, Quebec, and the list could go on and on. Muslims, Jews, blacks, Sikhs. I don't know what your answer to the question is of, do I believe? Do I have faith in God? Do I fear God? Do I have awe of God? But perhaps our relationship with God is actually, according to this reading, an ethical demand. We gather here to blot out the godlessness in the world and to commit to a godly world, one that makes sure to take care of the most vulnerable, to honor the dignity of those most marginalized. We gather together not only to be with community and to hear extraordinary music that moves the heart and the soul, but also to assert and to get a respite from the day-to-day of the week, to come here and feel like we're in a little bit of a cocoon. We get to be in a sanctuary, which is truly a sanctuary, not just a place, but a home that can keep us a little safe, perhaps, from the rest of the world and all of the danger and unrestlessness out there. But we also come to assert our own humanity and the humanity of others in making God real. And so instead of sometimes when we're asked the question, do you believe in God? And worrying someone is asking me, do I believe in a supernatural God? Maybe we might believe in this notion that God is the demand to be an ethical and a dignified human being, and to endow a godliness in not only who we are as a people and who we are as individuals, but in all the other peoples in the world who are particularly marginalized and most vulnerable and most weak. Might we believe in that? Please rise for the service of our feet, page 39A.
Baruchu et Adonai hamvorach. Baruch Adonai hamvorach leolam vaed.
May be seated. We continue on the same page. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher yibarach v'ri'ah v'ri'ah v'chakotech shem. Basader atavach v'yibar shmadim.
Ma'avir yom u'mevi layla u'mavdil bein yom u'bein layla Adonai tzavaot shemo El hay v'kayam tamid yimloch aleinu leolam va'ed Baruch atah Adonai Amari v'aravi.
Amen. Page 40. Avat Olam Yisrael Chavta Torah mitzvot tukim v'shatim otanu lemadeta oken Adonai Eloheinu b'shochbenu. Ki hem chayenu yorech yameinu v'hem negeh yomam v'layla ve'avatcha tasim imenu le'olamim. Baruch atah Adonai Ohev Amo Yisrael. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Vayomer Adonai Moshe Tzitzi. Tzitzi.
Adonai Elohechem emet.
Amen. Page 43A. V'emunah kozot v'kayam aleinu kilu Adonai Eloheinu imzuat. Page 44. ומלכותו ברצון קיבלו עליהם משה מרים ובני ישראל לך ענו שירה בשמחה רבה ואמרו כולם מי כמוך אלוהים אדוני מי כמוך נדר בקודש תורה תהילות משה ואיי מלכותך ראו בניך בוקי הים לפני משה זאבי ענו ואמרו אדוני ימלוך לעולם ונאמר כי פדה אדוני את יעקב ובעלו מיד חזק ממנו ברוך אתה אדוני לעם ישראל. We pray for peace, page 45. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו בשלום בעמידנו מלכנו לחיים ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלום ובצל כנפיך תשים נקיית שומרנו ובצל
ושמר צאתנו
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה ואלמד יברח חירותי וימליך מלכותי בחייכם וביומכם ובחיי בכל בית ישראל בגלה ובזמן וישתבח, ויתפאר, ויתרומם, ויתנשא, ויתהדר, ויתעלה, ויתהלל שמי דקודשה. לילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבתה ונחמתה, דמירה ועלה,
We face Yerushalayim towards the east for the silent Amidah, the formal text in the Sidors on pages 47 to 47 to 52, or the prayers of your own heart. Please remain standing, page 53, Vayichulu. Vayichulu Hashemayim v'haaretz v'tzrot ha'am, vayichal Elohim b'yom hashvi'i melachto asher asa, vayishbot b'yom hashvi'i mikol melachto asher asa, vayilarech Elohim et yom hashvi'i v'yikadesh oto, ki lo shabbat mikol melachto asher bara Elohim naso.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avoteinu ve'imoteinu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzchak v'Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel El Elyon
תורתך, ותן חלקנו בתורתך, סבינו מטובך, ושמח נפשנו משורתך, ותאר ליבנו לעבדך באמת, והנחילנו אדוני אלוהינו באהבה ורצון שבת קודשך, ואנוכו וישראל מקדשי שמך, ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת. קדיש שלם, page 54.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, ועלמד יברח חירותי וימליך מלכותי בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי כל בית ישראל, בגלה ובזמן קריב ויאמרו
אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך,
ועולם ולעולמי עלמי יתברך.
יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה
ברכו
לעילא מכל ברכתה ושירתה תשבחתה ונחמתה תמירן בעלמא ואמרו
אמן. תתקבל צאתו ואתון לכל ישראל, קדם המון שמי ואמרו אמן.
יהי שלום הרבה מן שמי וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ויאמרו שלום במרומיו הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ויאמרו
There's no bar bat mitzvah to Shabbat, so just the rest of us will lead Kiddush together. We turn to page 55 for Kiddush. We would like to invite any children who are here, the babies too, and anyone who's here for the first time to come to the front so we can wish you Shabbat Shalom and introduce ourselves. So come forward. If you're here for the first time, don't be shy. That's okay.
We've reached them all.
That's right. Okay. Kiddush.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav ורצבנו בשבת קודשו באהבה וברצון הנחילנו זיכרון למעשה בראשית כי הוא יום תחילה למקראי קודש זכר יציאת מצרים
No, where did the baby boys go?
המלאך הגואל אותי מכל רע
and if there are any boys out there, Yisimcha Elohim Ke'Ephraim V'Menashe, together, Yivarechecha Adonai V'Yishmerecha, Ya'er Adonai Panav Elecha V'Chuneka, Yisa Adonai Panav Elecha, V'Yasem Lecha Shalom. Amen. Aleinu, page 56. Aleinu Leshabeach Nadon Hakol, Atet Gedula Leyotzei. Shelo Sam Chelkeinu Kahem, V'gor Aleinu Kechol Hamonam, V'anachnu Tizol begofim meromim, hu Eloheinu Edon Emelkeinu v'Salatinu. Okay, Nikamelach Adonai Lerot Torah V'Zachar Lavim. Afnoti Lachakia. Kakatu v'Toratecha Adonai Yimloch le'olam va'ed. Kaddish for those marking a yard site or those in mourning. Please remain standing. Page 58 for those marking a yard site or in mourning. And of course, we're holding in our hearts deeply all those who lost family members in the Ethiopian flight that went down this past week, and also for those killed in the mosques in New Zealand and their families. Yitgadal v'yikadash shemei Rabba ba'ama divrach v'rutei v'yamlich malchutei. V'chayechon uvyamechon uv'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael ba'agala uv'zman kariv v'yamru amen. Yehei shmei Rabba mevorach le'olam olmei olmaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei d'kudesha abrichu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran b'alma v'yamru amen. Yehei Shlama Rabba min Shemaya, V'chaim Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael V'yamru Amen. Oseh Shalom B'romav, U'yaseh Shalom Aleinu V'al Kol Yoshvei Tevel. May be seated. Shabbat Shalom to everyone. Welcome again if you're here for the first time. Tomorrow morning at 8:45, anyone who'd like to wake up a little extra early and join Roli at 8:45, Rachana L'Tfilah, a preparation for the prayers. At 9:30, we'll have regular Shabbat morning services here. It's a special Shabbat besides the Shabbat Zachor, Shabbat Vayikra. It's also the installation of Rabbi Aaron Glazer, and so we're looking forward to many people being here and joyous celebration. She's been here a while, but the formal installation is tomorrow morning. There'll be a special Kiddush afterwards. And tomorrow afternoon, we have the privilege of having Dara Horn here, who was supposed to be here in January for the teaching in memory of Shira Palmer Sherman, a 20-year-old community member who was beloved and was killed during her years at Harvard. So that there's always a teaching in her memory. It will be tomorrow afternoon. Dara will be here to explore the intersection between Yiddish theater tradition and biblical stories. She's an extraordinary speaker, and we're looking forward. And then, of course, this week is Purim. There's a big gear up. The Purim Carnival is on Sunday along with the Tzedek Fest. You don't have to be a child to come. There are people who make hamantashen, and it's a beautiful morning from 11 to 1. And then on Wednesday, also on Tuesday afternoon at 5 o'clock, Our kids' Purim play is going to be on at 5 for those kids who've been working very hard and adults who want to see them. There'll be the Purim celebration for families at 5:30 on Wednesday night, and the Megillah and the community celebration at 7. Please come in costume. Please. People think Purim is a child's holiday. It's actually, there's some very deep meaning behind it if you really go for it. So figure out what have you been masking that you want to bring out, or what's your fantasy of what you'd like to bring out and dress like that. So we hope to not recognize you on Wednesday evening. There's also Megillah reading on Thursday morning, and we hope also that there's a tradition, there are 4 mitzvot of Purim, to have a seudah, a meal, to listen to the Megillah, to give mishloach manot, to give food baskets to our loved ones and friends and family. And so we encourage people to do that. You don't have to bake everything to be able to give little packages to people you love or people you don't know. And we'll be giving our food packages out, our mishloach manot, to our lunch program guests on Thursday. We house people here on Thursday who they get a hot lunch. So we'll be giving them mishloach manot and matanot le'avionim, gifts to the poor. So Purim is the only day of the year that you're not supposed to use judgment. If people ask you to give tzedakah, you're not supposed to be like, I'll give to you, but I won't. It's the one day of year we're not supposed to have any judgment. And so as New Yorkers walking down the street, that's actually a really profound thing to keep in mind. So I invite you to do so. There are many things coming up. I just want to state one more, which is a week from Thursday, also Gina Green, who's the Chief Strategy Officer of Bend the Ark, which is a Jewish call for justice. I'm on the board. Gina joined Bend the Ark about a year ago. She's a Jewish woman of color, and she was supposed to be here in the Marshall T. Meyer 25th yard site weekend, but she got the flu, as did Dara. So we're bringing back everyone who got the flu. And I'm going to be having a conversation with her a week from Thursday on the spiritual state of women in America. And particularly, she's going to be reflecting on the Women's March. And all the issues of intersectionality and justice that are coming up in our time. So I invite you. She's a really powerful, powerful speaker, and a really important time to be in the conversation. There are many, many other things coming up. I invite you to look at them. I now invite you to turn to page 447 and to rise. We'll turn to page 447 and read in the English, and then sing the Manachai V'Rei to conclude. 447. A song of ascents of David. How delighted I was when they said to me, let us go to the house of God. Our feet stand at your gates, O Yerushalayim. Yerushalayim rebuilt a city knit together, where the tribes once made their pilgrimage, the tribes of Adonai. Testimony by the people of Israel of their gratitude to Adonai. There were found the seats of judges, the thrones of the house of David. Seek the peace of Yerushalayim. May those who love you be tranquil. May there be peace within your ramparts, tranquility in your palaces. For the sake of my family and friends, I pray for the peace I seek for you. For the sake of the house of Adonai, I seek your welfare. In these times when in Israel and Gaza, there's so much pain in our world, in New Zealand, countless ways that people are torn apart by violence and bigotry and hatred and tragedy. We hope that someday we could all make a pilgrimage, knitted together as one human family in love and peace, with the hope of a vision of a world that is godly, not godless, and that we all are a part of doing so. So we invite us to join with Leman Achai V'Rei, the last 2 lines in the Hebrew. It's also, is it on? No, it's not. I'm sorry, it's not in transliteration. You can sing Nananai if you don't need the Hebrew. Leman Achai V'Rei, Leman Achai V'Rei, Adonai and give strength to God's people. Adonai Varech et Amav Shalom. May God bless God's people, all of God's people, with peace. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.